Hey y'all, it's me. So first thing we're going to do is take the NYX Photo Loving Primer and apply that all over to our face. Especially for Halloween looks, it's going to help it stay on for all night. And now I'm taking the white chroma cake in white. Wait, did I say white chroma cake? Matte chroma cake in white. And I'm taking a white beauty blender and I'm applying that all over to my face. And I'm doing really heavy pressure and uneven pressure because I don't want a fully even base. I want it to be like a little splotchy, little patchy, just to add depth and to really look grungy and rugged. Now I'm taking the NYX HG Studio Powder and I'm going to set my entire face. It's always a really good idea to set your face, especially for Halloween or any theatrical look like this, because you want it to last as long as possible. And now I'm taking the MAC Acrylic Body Paint in white and I'm putting that on my eyebrows. The acrylic body paint is really pigmented and sticky, so it really adheres to those brows and can completely cover them, because mine are black and very thick. And now I'm taking a pink blush by NYX. This is just a transition color. You can use any blush you have because it's a little on the lower of the pigmented side, and I want to just transition to purple. And now I'm taking this NYX Primal color in purple, which is actually a face color, and it's super pigmented. And I'm putting that in my inner brow and in my outer brow, and I'm sweeping it in kind of a cut crease, and then doing the same thing underneath the eye. Now I'm taking the color Russet by Sigma, which is a really deep purple wine color, and I'm putting that in my outer corner and in my inner corner just to add depth. Now taking that same purple NYX pigment, I'm going to blend out the Russet Sigma color with that color, and that's going to add a very pigmented, deep, and very blended eyeshadow. And you can use this in theatrical or beauty makeup. Always blend these darker shadows out with like a little bit of the lighter shadow you put before it, and it just creates a very cohesive, fluid design. Now I'm taking a white eyeshadow. This is Whipped Cream by NYX, which is actually becoming one of my favorite affordable white eyeshadows. It's extremely pigmented. And I'm putting that on my lid, and then I'm shaping that brow contour in there too to make it a nice crisp line. And then if there's any out on the darker shadow, as you can see there, I'm just going to blend it out a little bit with my finger. Boom, gone. Now I added a little bit of white contact and a little bit of white eyeliner in my waterline too as well. And now I'm taking the black chroma cake in, MAC chroma cake in black. I can't get that together today. And I'm creating kind of a less than symbol. And then with the brush, I'm just doing a really zigzag. I mean, you can see how quick I'm doing it. You just want to get a very basic zigzag. It's totally patchy and uneven and splotchy and awful, but that's totally fine. We can fix it up later. So now I'm taking a little bit of the black and I'm thickening up those lines and I'm sharpening the point. Don't get discouraged if you try something like this and it looks that uneven and splotchy. It's all about building on top of that. Don't ever give up. So I'm taking the Sigma Russet color, which is that deep wine purple, and I'm adding that to the black, which is going to give that black body paint a little bit of a purple undertone and kind of cohesive with the rest of the face. But I'm also taking it to straighten out any of those lines and to sharpen up that point as sharp as possible. And I'm using an angle brush to do this. Bam! See? Like the lines are so much straighter, it's so much better. Now I'm taking that same purple color by NYX that I use in the brow bone and on the eyes, and I'm taking a pencil brush, and I'm applying that just on the what you're seeing as the left side of the tooth. On your own face, it'd be the right side of the tooth, but only one side to shade it in like a little bit of a shadow direction. I'm not going to do both sides because it might be like a little bit too much. So just take that color and just dust it into the black and help blend, and then just doing this really pulls it all together and it looks finished. Now I'm doing the same thing with the same pencil brush. I'm just kind of outlining a very rough shape of how I want that furrowed brow to go. And then once we have that basic shape that we want, because it's a lot easier to take this off if we mess up, I'm going to take a little bit of a darker color, which I'm going to be using the Russet by Sigma again. And with an angled brush, I'm just going to apply that dark shadow line just on the outside of that brow. And now I'm essentially doing the exact same thing. I'm just taking that angled brush with that deep wine color and I'm pulling a straight line, almost like a wing liner, down to my nose. Now I'm taking the color Pink Lady by NYX and I'm gonna start doing the bunny nose on my nose. And it's really hard to explain. You kind of just want to do like a little bit of a V shape just on the base of your nose and really just follow as you see how I'm doing it now. And then I'm doing all of this with a pencil brush, and make sure to really get into the nostril and pull it down almost to the very top of the lip. And I'm taking that same color Pink Lady by NYX and I'm going to contour my nose a little bit just with a fluffy brush. Now take Rusted by Sigma, which is that deeper wine color, and I'm just going to deepen up that contour on my nose. And you find that I'm blending with my finger a lot, and it's because it gives more of an uneven blend, and sometimes blending brushes give you too of an even beauty blend, and you want to kind of break it up. But now just to make the nose even more pigmented, I'm taking that pink color by NYX, which is extremely pigmented, and I'm going over everything I just did on the nose. And now I want to start creating that bunny mouth, I guess you could say. So I'm just taking a paintbrush with that MAC white chroma cake, and I'm just going to apply it in a, two little ovally bunny shaped sections. It's really hard to explain. Once you have that laid down, I now want to divide it into two. So I'm taking an angled brush, and I'm taking the deep purple color, but you can use a gray or black or whatever you have. And I'm creating a little bit of a V just to separate those two. Now you want to distress the lip a little bit. So I put the purple in the center of my lip and a black or a dark gray on the outer part of my lip, and I'm just blending that in with my finger a bit. And now with a paintbrush, I'm just with no rhyme or reason, I'm just placing this in very random spots and blending it down my mouth with my finger just to make it look very broken, very dry, very grungy, and just kind of pull the mouth to the theme of the rest of the face. And now I'm taking that Graftobian white hairspray. You guys have seen me use it in previous videos, but my hair is as black and as thick as it gets, and this stuff covers it completely. I only do the front for the sake of this video, but if you wanted to go in section by section, you can get your hair perfectly and completely white. And now I'm taking a small detailed brush, and I'm just creating those deep, dead, sunken in eyes, just by creating a couple lines just on the outer part of my eye. And now for the very last step, I'm just taking a fluffy brush and I'm putting a little bit of light purple around the temples and forehead just to kind of pull the whole face together and create a little bit of separation from the hair and the skin. And then if you want to add a little bit more definition, just do little circular motions right at that temple area too, just to kind of really sink the head in. But then that's it, my friends. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Instagram, do all that fun stuff, and have an awesome Halloween, my friends.